In this video, we'll be looking at the false dichotomy fallacy. A false dichotomy is a situation where only two choices are presented, yet more exist, or a spectrum of possible choices exists between the two extremes. This technique is commonly used to create a scenario which confines an opponent to one of two possible choices. The perpetrator will often select two extremes of a particular argument and present them as the only possible positions on the subject. One option is often the perpetrator's current position on the subject, whilst the other is given as the furthest option from the first, often connected to numerous negative undertones. This places the opponent in a situation where they are forced to side with the perpetrator or take a position on the subject they do not hold. An example of this being, you either think that 50 Cent makes the best music in the world or that you think he makes the worst music in the world. Of these two choices, one of them is the perpetrator's position and the second is an extreme position that you may not hold but are now confined to for having denied the first position. In certain circumstances, this can result in being publicly ostracized when the perpetrator creates a second position that is viewed as highly critical. In reality, you could simply feel indifferently to rap music, think 50 Cent's rap is mediocre, or think he's great but a different rapper is better. Let's see Gloria Allred put this fallacy into practice. Bear in mind, we are only looking at the structure of the argument.
As a feminist, I believe in legal, social, political, and economic equality for women with men. I often say if you're not a feminist, then you're a bigot. There is nothing in between. It's like being pregnant. You either are pregnant or you're not. What else is there? There is no in between. So either you are for first-class citizenship, that means you're a feminist, or you're for second-class citizenship for women, which means to me you're a bigot, or you're in support of subordination of women instead of full equality, full partnership for women in each and every aspect of life. So feminism is about improving the condition and status of women and vindicating their rights.
Gloria makes the statement that a person must either identify themselves as a feminist or they are conceding to being a bigot. She proceeds to state that if you are for first-class citizenship for women, then you must identify as a feminist. Similar to our example, the first option is to accept her position, identifying as a feminist, and the second is to concede to the second position as a bigot, which is something that people are often ostracized for. Despite the fact only two options are presented, there are obviously more options than those presented by Gloria. For instance, it is possible to believe in equality for women and not identify yourself as being part of any social movement. If you desire to identify yourself with a social movement, you may choose to identify as an egalitarian, equalist, or some other label with similar meaning. In creating this false dichotomy, Gloria adds strength to her argument. You should identify as a feminist by creating a situation where denying this position forces the opponent to align with a stance which holds many negative connotations and is unlikely to accurately represent their position. In doing this, Gloria has created a situation where identifying as a feminist seems to be the only reasonable answer. This greatly restricts her opponent's options during a debate and has the possibility of bullying her opponent into accepting her position in fear of public attack. The argument Gloria presents has only two possible outcomes. However, under rational scrutiny, we can clearly see this is not the case, as there are many other positions one can take on the subject.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, consider hitting the like button or hitting subscribe to see future videos.